All right, all right. We look to be on here. Good morning, guys. Good morning, everyone. Let me just fix the audio like that. All right, cool. Good morning, guys. Apologies, getting set up here. Let me just move these screens around here as well. I had a Crazy day yesterday, guys, running around trying to sort different Airbnbs, different internet solutions. But hopefully we have a resolution here. So you guys on Zoom, you should be able to hear me all good. You guys on YouTube, you can let me know if you guys can hear and see me all good. Let me just grab the background music here. It might kind of looks like it goes up and down a little bit, guys. So if it does go a bit funny at any point, please bear with me. I will try and fix it. And let me see if I can get this up here as well. It looks to be better than it was yesterday. So, and gold is having a big sell-off here as well. Look at this. Sounds good. Awesome. Thank you, Anthony. Appreciate it. Let's find the cool. Audio and video good for now. Awesome. All right. It'll do for now. If it does, if it does drop out, obviously, feel free to let me know. But it looks pretty good so far. Fingers crossed, because we've got gold having a big sell-off here. And I apologize, guys, the camera angle is up here, but I'm looking down here because I haven't had a chance to kind of move everything around. I wanted to make sure the Wi-Fi was all good before I start moving furniture around in this Airbnb. But we are back on. So, good morning, everyone. Hope everyone had a great trading day yesterday. Crazy busy day for me. Unfortunately, I didn't get to trade yesterday at all. Had a crazy day, like I say, moving around trying to sort this Wi-Fi solution, but it looks like we are back on, and we're having we got gold having a pretty decent sell-off here. I say decent sell-off. This is a very, very big move. This is gold down 850 ticks. Are we? Has there been any news here this morning? Excuse me. Yeah, has there been any yeah, one money can change your life in this market. Yeah, that's crazy. Got long 630. Yeah, that's the thing. Again, it's kind of like I said, we said yesterday, gold looks pretty overextended. You pull back nicely here towards the end of the day, grab lows, close bullish, had this nice continuation. And as you kind of start getting into this territory, do we hit 4.2? No, we came very, very, very close. Next key level here on gold would be 4,200, which we came very, 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 very close to. Almost 100 ticks into 4,200. And then selling off right back lower here as well. Huge question to go teach the girlfriend to trade gold. She's trading gold behind me. She's what just caused the gold drop. Where are you? Oh, you are in the background. I can see you in the background. Let me move you out of the way. Oh, maybe you want to be in the background. No. Alright, there we go. She doesn't want to be in the background. She's coding the algorithms behind me, so yeah, we can't expose that. She was scalping aggressively behind us there, I think. Smashing that keyboard. They said wave, Kate. Did you wave? Oh, you're gone now. No, can't see you now. You don't give shout outs for free around here. Just trying to get a claim to fame. Trying to get a claim to fame on the London show here, I think. Thought it was some painting. Yeah, it does. It weirdly sells 10k contracts to start the stream. It weirdly does look like a green screen behind me. I don't know why, but it does. I haven't managed to set this up properly yet. Yeah, perks of traveling and trading in this new place for 3 weeks. Managed to get the Wi-Fi sorted, and then we'll get the rest sorted. About to say this. Let's have a look here. Good morning, guys. Good morning. What news do we have today? We do have the Fed speaking today at 5:20 London time. It's a bit of a random time. And then for you guys who trade the currencies, we do have the pound news at 6 p.m. London time. We have Bank of England speaking at 6 p.m. London time. So two very big events here for the day. Now gold's down a lot here. I'm just trying to see if we have seen anything that could have caused this gold drop, or it's just a lot of profit taken at these all-time highs. The thing about trading, new all-time highs, price discovery levels is at any point, yes, you could keep pushing higher, but you also at any point get a lot of profit taken as well. So the thing about trading all-time highs is when you are at actual peak price discovery levels, you want to be very patient. You know, whenever gold's peaking new all-time highs, like here, for example, I don't trade up here. I let it pull back, and then I trade into these highs. Same as, you know, if I was on here this morning, I wouldn't be trading here, but if we pull back, great, then we can trade back up into these highs. This is a, was there a Trump tweet? Coach Hoop as well. See you in the chat. Appreciate you tuning in. I'm not verified yet. Also, remember you guys on Twitter, we're trying to build that London Open on YouTube. So we're trying to build that London Open hashtag. I'm trying to be like user code. We're trying to get that London hashtag going. We got 456 followers. Look at that. Amazing. I just post updates. There's the $145 loss we took on Friday, and then post lots of trade updates. You guys hashtag London Open, hashtag TopstepTV. I will repost all of your guys' tweets as well. Did Trump post something? I haven't seen. Let me see. No Trump tweet. Yeah, first thing I checked. No, I can't see anything. There was obviously that was what caused the big drop on Friday, but for this London pullback here, I don't really see too much. Tweeted a signal group. I would pay a lot of money to be in that. And you guys who saw that crazy drop on Friday, if Chow's in the chat, what was that? Didn't someone short like a crazy amount of Bitcoin right before that news on Friday or something? Yeah, they made 80 million. That's absolutely insane. Yeah, made millions. Yeah, super sus. Yeah, very, very, very sus. That's absolutely insane. Hi, Aaron. Hey, man. I'm up 2K on 2 XFAs. Should I take a payout now, or should I build it up a little bit more buffer and request it? You mean 1K per XFA or 4K in total, man? Like 2K per account or 1K per account? 4K in total. Amazing. Yeah, 100%. I would definitely take a payout. 115K. Yeah, personally, man, if you're up 4,000, depending on, you know, where you feel like you are at mentally, if you haven't had a payout yet, or maybe you haven't seen a payout in a while, you know, it's always good to take something out. It doesn't have to be huge. Even if you just take out a couple of $100, $500, $700, you know, give yourself enough of a buffer that you can still trade. But yeah, personally, if I'm up 4K, I would be taking a payout. Whether it's just on one of the accounts so you can give yourself enough of a buffer, absolutely. If you feel like, you know, sometimes you get to a point where maybe you haven't seen much from trading yet, and you focus too much on building a buffer, and then you just end up losing everything because you're so focused on chasing some sort of buffer or some sort of dollar amount, and then you end up don't seeing anything. So, you know, take out a couple of $100, even if it's, yeah, like, you know, like Damon said, you know, $250, $500. Like I kind of said in my latest video, it might not seem like much, but it's more so it's going to mentally help you a lot. It's going to mentally make you be like, wow, okay, cool. I actually did this. This is actually possible. Now let me get right back in the zone. Otherwise, if you try to build too big of a buffer, you could end up losing all of it. And then you'll kick yourself for not taking something out. So yeah, personally, I would take a little bit out, man. Absolutely. Oh, what? They added their short. That's insane. They added their short BTC. Now they are short 440 million. They have been adding to their shorts all day and night. What? That's insane. That is absolutely insane. Let me see. Goldie having a pretty decent sell. Hey guys, don't chase gold shorts just yet. We got time here. Yeah, wow. Short BTC. Wow, look at that. That is absolutely insane. That is crazy. Is that Chow? Chow selling those crypto? Short 440 million. That's absolutely insane. And yeah, amazing one, man. Some of the, yeah. Pro Baron Trump. Yeah, it's absolutely nuts. Absolutely insane. That is crazy. Thank you. Have a nice little sell-off here as well. Pre-London have a nice little nice little sell-off here. All right, let's do some top down here on gold, guys. Let's have a look. See what we got for the day ahead. See what we got for the week ahead. Apologies, guys, if it looks like I'm looking down. I'm on a desk that's about this wide, and my camera's up there, and you guys are down here. So I'll try and keep looking up. But if it looks like I'm asleep, I'm not asleep. I'm just looking down at the screen. So we got Gold, obviously, as we know, huge runs here on gold. Peaked some new all-time highs yesterday. Hit some new all-time highs here again today. You know, kind of like what we spoke about on Friday, is that I wasn't convinced that this is going to be the top and you're going to see this huge sell-off, because that's not really been any reason to think that for the whole entire move up here. So gold is still very bullish, as we know, but this is looking pretty bearish here. If we were looking at this more in a higher time frame outlook, where would we be looking to long gold for a much bigger play out? Well, you'd probably say, okay, we'll probably come down and test this breakout level that you had from last week. You broke it yesterday. It didn't quite come back down to test them highs. So is there opportunity for gold to squeeze lower? We got about 300 ticks back down to the zone. That's a very decent range. So yes, there is potential to take gold a little bit lower. But again, remember, if we're going to short gold, because, you know, again, one thing I would do in my earlier days is, you know, I would do some sort of analysis like this, and I'd wait for price to get down into here and then try and go long. But if we can see there's an opportunity to potentially short down a 300 tick move before then going long, well, I don't want to miss out on that. We want to expose ourselves to that, because there's nothing to say. You know, we don't get here and pull much lower. So we don't want to waste time. We also don't want to waste money. So potential 300 tick short on gold. Now, what I was kind of saying is, the only thing with shorting gold is, of course, it weighs a lot more risk, given the fact that gold has been so bullish. So if I'm going to take a pullback short trade on gold, I want to be doing it from a good area. You know, even if we look at this, you can see, okay, cool, we got potential 4-hour retracement level down here. Fantastic. And then again, see it from the most neutral perspective. What have we done here in the first 2 hours before London's even opened? We're down 860 ticks, which is absolutely huge. So again, if we're going to short into this level, are we going to start shorting it from here for no reason? I wouldn't short it from here. If I'm going to get short on gold, it'd probably be from maybe at this little pullback level at, let's say, 41.33-ish, 41.30, anywhere around there. So again, is there a potential at the London Open? If we get bought right back up, is there potential to scalp a 172 tick move back up into the range before then going short? Maybe. Now we're kind of gone from using the daily, using the 4-hour, to using the hourly to, you know, maybe then we could see something like this. Again, we don't have to be too picky with this level of prediction, I guess you could say. But we could confidently say, okay, cool, well, what all we're trying to do here for the London session is trying to figure out what is going to happen in the next 1 to 2 hours that we're going to be on here. Well, I reckon we can probably assume that that part of the move is going to happen. Therefore, to me, there's potential longs here for London. Before then, you may, I say may because we don't know what's going to happen, you may get that short later on. But for the London session, we're coming into some, look at this, coming into some, let me go here. Coming into some nice support here. We're tagging some lows. We're overall very bullish. I would be much more comfortable buying gold than selling gold. And we're at some nice support. And even if we're going to reverse back lower, there's a potential for gold to have some 100 plus tick retracements anyway. So the longs to me make much more sense here. So we'll worry about this 4-hour zone later on. But for right now, here in the London session, let's look to trade what's right in front of us. What's right in front of us is, right now, we're wicking out some lows. We're holding some support. If gold starts to flip bullish here on this 30, there's a potential for longs, even for a pullback into my key level here, which is 41.50. You know, that's a 300 tick move. That's a very nice move on gold. If I was to take half of that, it'd be a very good London session. We got London open in 8 minutes here, so let's see how we react around these lows. You're starting to get a pretty decent reaction. You kind of wick the lows here, closed bullish, came right back down, tagged the lows one more time. So if we start to close bullish from here, yeah, I do like the looks of longs from here. I do like the looks from longs. If I was short here on gold, well, I wouldn't be short here on gold. If I wanted a short gold, you know, it was back up here, maybe a breakout and a pullback, but you kind of hit some highs here on gold, and then just had this huge sell-off. You know, like I say, gold down 860 ticks since 6:30 London time is huge, absolutely huge. So let's see how we react on these lows. Don't want to be the first one trying to buy this back up. We also don't want to sell at this low. However, if we can start getting the plan that we like, our fake out buy opportunities, we could get some nice long trades here, guys. We could get some nice longs. We could, we'll have a look at gold. Sorry, we'll have a look at gold. Have a look at NQ. Have a look at some other markets as well. So anything you guys are looking at, feel free to send it over. We can have a look. Let me just load up the other screen. Doesn't just have to be gold. You know, we can look at currencies. We can look at Nasdaq. We can look at copper. I didn't really get to trade at all yesterday, so we'll be fresh on the week for all these markets. So anything you guys are looking at, feel free to send it over. We can take a look. Gold's starting to get a nice reaction higher here, though. Gold is starting to get a nice reaction higher. Took a short on NQ. Nice. Let's have a look, man. Let's have a look. Nothing missed yesterday. Good day to be offline. All right, that's what we like to hear. Oh, yeah, very nice short on NQ. What time was that? Was that just before? A fake out sell, flip into... Yeah, daily. Very nice. Very, very nice. It's very nice. What time frame was that? Was that the 15? What time frame are you on there, man? Let me see. 15. Yeah, nice. Nice. You guys on YouTube, if you want to share some charts, hashtag London Open on X, and I'll be able to fire them up, and we can have a look at some of you guys' trades as well. We got Damon here on Zoom, who got short here on NQ for a very, very, very nice short down. So very, very nice short. Again, Nasdaq having a very, very big move here right before the London Open. Let's have a look. Where are we? Oh, nice. Look at this. We got these screens going up. Look at these people tagging. Look at that for a setup and a half. Nice. That's a great screen. That's what we like to see. Amazing. Look at this. On the big TV, look at that. Nice and famous now on the big TV. Catch me on the big TV. Trading on the laptop. Absolutely love it. What's this? The beyond the dark sky. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. That was the one from last week as well. Cool. Amazing. People tagging hashtag London Open. Love to see it. Keep tagging them in, guys. Be sure to tag London Open, tag TopstepTV, tag me as well with the Aaron trades, and I'll be able to see your guys' charts. Let's have a look here at NQ. How did we close yesterday? Remember, there's still no bottom wick on this weekly candle here on NQ. There's not a bottom wick here at all. You've had this huge gap up. You've pulled all the way back up into 25,000 and instantly reacting lower. So I would be looking for shorts on NQ down into yesterday's low, down into that weekly open, and potentially maybe even Friday's low, depending on how the fundamentals go. But shorting down into this low here, and even 24,500 looks like a pretty decent retracement level. You've had a very big sell-off here pre-London again, same as very similar to gold. Very similar to gold. You've already had a pretty decent sell-off here at around pretty much Asian session. 3 AM, you're already having a decent sell-off. So again, if you can pull back here at the London Open, this looks nicer for shorts than gold. At least with shorting NQ, you're kind of following a bit of Friday's moves. So you're not fighting this right away. And I'd be looking for a short on NQ. So maybe come back down, test that 24,500 level before then potentially seeing some longs. So you have potential longs on gold shaping up. You have potential shorts on NQ. The volume goes up and down. Let me see. It might be because I'm looking. It might be because I'm looking. I keep looking up at the camera, and then I'm looking down. I think that might be why. Tomorrow I'm gonna even today go get a camera stand, but I think that might be why. I think it's because I'm talking down here and then talking up at the camera. I think so. So yeah, potential NQ shorts, the London Open. Oh, look at this. Goldie getting nice and back above here, guys. 30 minutes very close to flipping bullish. If we get bottom wick here at the London Open, look at this here on gold. Wicking all the way back above these pre-London lows. Gold could be shaping up for some nice longs here. Are you in Europe? Yes, I'm in Europe, man. I'm in Italy. In the countryside of Italy. That's where we had problems with the internet yesterday. But yeah, we're here in Italy. It's fun. Cool. Good, man. Good to hear. Very impressed how you travel and keep up the streaming quality. Yeah, well, I mean, I literally probably spent all day yesterday trying to figure out how to get better internet because, especially being here in the country. I mean, to be honest, out of all the years I've been traveling and trading, I must have had it very lucky because I've never had any problems. Until I got here to Italy yesterday, and it was like, yeah, it was not working at all. The Airbnb host literally came around to fit up a Starlink and get it all set up, and then unfortunately it just still wouldn't work for streaming. But fingers crossed it's all good here today. Yeah, scenery is amazing. Yeah, definitely. Scenery is beautiful. That's why I didn't want to have to leave this place. But if the Wi-Fi wasn't working, we would have had to. Because we had this trip planned for a while. Gold having a nice reaction here, guys. We could have some potential long shaping up here on gold. What I want to see here is this London Open candle come down for a bit of a bottom wick, and I will see if we can drive this higher. So an initial wick down low here, right at the London Open. Then I want to see if we can get some longs here. Look at this nice 30-minute rejection here. Very, very nice. Now, how big are these rejections? 200 tick rejection, guys. So be sure to manage risk here. The 200 tick 30-minute wick rejection is absolutely huge. Might sound all well and good. You know, you can make loads of money, but you can also take a lot of big unnecessary losses. So be sure to reduce the risk here on gold. NQ still shorts down into these levels look nice, but personally I wouldn't be shorting NQ this low. I'll have to see a bit of a pullback and then short. But gold is at a nice support, which is nice, which is good. The language barrier out of the sea, it's pretty fine to be honest. You can speak very basic Italian. You know, you can say good morning. You know, ask for like bags when you go to the grocery store. You can say thank you. You can say hello. You can say bye. It's surprising how quick you do pick it up just being here, to be honest. But I mean, it pretty much, like most people speak basic English. But even still, I still try and speak some sort of Italian. All right, let's have a look, guys. We got the London Open here. So we've just had 1, 2, 3 beautiful wick rejections here on gold. We had this pre-London candle wick out some major lows, hold all the way back above the support, and now you're coming down for a bit of a bottom wick. So to me, this 15-minute fake out here looks like a good opportunity to potentially see some longs here on gold. Now, if I'm going to take some longs here on gold, guys, I will very likely have to reduce the risk just because these ranges are extremely large. So what is this here on gold? About 182, yeah. We'll see if I can take a small... We just start off small here. 2 micro long here on gold. Let's say start off small. Look how big these ranges are here, guys. Even at 2 micros, as a hard stop, $308 is pretty huge. If we can wick down a little bit more and then re-break the highs, I would like to take a little bit more. I'm only starting very small here, guys. Very, very small. A good exit for this trade would be any closure back below here. I have a hard stop here to keep me safe. Any closure back below here, you could continue to range. I'll cut this at maybe $150, $200. But let's see. NQ, if you can pull back as well. NQ shorts could be looking good. NQ shorts could be looking good here. The pound is dumping. We can have a look at the pound as well. We can have a look at the pound. Let's see here, Goldie. So this is kind of the level that we want to see hold here on gold. This is what we want to see. We want to see this hourly come down, create this bottom wick, re-break this hourly high, leave this nice wick rejection, and then see if we can have a nice long back up in some previous hourly highs here. Where could we enter in a bit more of a position? Let me see here. 5 minute just came down, wicked out some 5 minute lows. Would have been a nice little add there. But let's see. If we come down a little bit more, I may add in 1 or 2 more here on gold. Or if we break the high, then we could potentially see it from there. That was a nice little 5 minute liquidity grab there. If we drive from here, then cool, I can, start to do something like that. Targets here on gold, at least. Remember, we'll go back to, let's make this the, actually, let me go here, guys. Let me make this the micro gold chart, and let's make this our main gold chart here. I mean, if we can get this back up into 41.50, that'd be great, but that's a pretty big range for the London session after such a huge sell-off. You know, maybe if we can even pull back up into these areas around 41.35-ish would be a pretty good management point. You know, 100 tick pullback, previous hourly highs, 200 plus ticks. Let's see, remember gold has had this big sell-off, so you could create some range here for a while. You could create some space. Let's see what Goldie does for us here today. See if Goldie's going to be good to us. You guys who traded London yesterday, was there much in London yesterday? What do we see in London yesterday? Where was London? No, kind of yeah, London was very choppy yesterday. Very, very choppy. Kind of creeped up for most of the session and finally had a bit of a breakout in Europe, but it was very, very corrective yesterday. Yeah, kind of, yeah, look at that slow grind up yesterday in London. That's the type of price action that, you know, you get caught up in. It can be mentally draining, especially when you literally you had that price action from what, say 6:30 all the way until New York. There's a lot of sideways price action to get stuck in. Exit on this trade, guys, would be a 15 closure. I'm just watching this 5 just to see how we're kind of forming, but an exit for me here would be if this 50-minute doesn't flip and drive. You came down, tagged lows, closed bullish. So if that's our true liquidity grab play, then you shouldn't really need to close back below. If you close back below, then it's not our typical liquidity grab play. Therefore, we can exit pretty quick. And that's the, like I say, guys, that's the thing with these ranges, you know. Might look all well and good. You can see these huge ranges. You're like, oh man, if I was, you know, if I caught this from here to here, I could have made $2,000 with one mini. But you also have to remember you could lose a lot very, very, very quick. It's the reason I'm only trading 2 micros here. Even with 2 micros, you can see, you know, even a stop down here, still risking $380. I'll keep it here around 250. I wouldn't want to see it come anywhere near these lows. But again, measure the ranges, you know how much you're risking before you even take the trade. And if the risk is too much for you, then just wait. Don't take the trade. We got 10 minutes till this 15 is going to close here, guys. I'm going to keep a stop loss around this area. I don't want to see price come down here. I kind of want to see it hold from around here, to be honest. See if you can hold from around here and start to break. Oh, good question here. Aaron, when gold was in that huge daily range from April to August, did you have less setups? No, gold daily ranges are fantastic, man. I see what you mean. So from here, from April into August, no, we had amazing trades in here. I mean, you know, this range it's 2,000 ticks. So there's a 2,000 tick range. Now you get amazing trades. Even look at the daily bias. Look how many beautiful daily fake outs you get. Daily fake out, huge run. Now we had very nice trades in here. Very, very, very nice trades. Again, that's the beauty of day trading as opposed to maybe swing trading. You know, you might have only been able to swing trade a couple of times when you start getting into the major key areas. But for day trading, no, we had plenty of very, very nice moves in this range here in gold. Very, very nice trades. These big daily ranges sometimes I find nicer to trade than when you're ripping up like this. Don't get me wrong, we had some amazing trades in this run here as well. But I probably find it easier to trade times like this because I've got clear liquidity targets, got clear support and resistance levels, whereas when you're peaking all-time highs, you know, that's where it gets a little bit more difficult. But no, we had a great trade. Same as, you know, when I first started trading gold properly, you went in about like a 2-year range, if not longer, from back here. From the 20th of July 2020, you guys can't see here, but there was a lovely run up when I started trading gold back in 2019. And you went in this range from, you know, 2020 all the way into what, 24? Yeah, so a 4-year range. But again, that's the beauty of day trading as opposed to swing trading. Is, I mean, even swing trading, you still would have got some great trades in that range. But yeah, day trading is nice. We can kind of get the nice in and out moves even still. Gold trying to get back above here, guys. If we start to stall and range now, I will manage risk soon. I want to see this kind of hold this level and start to get some volume. The reason I would manage aggressively is only because gold has had a huge sell-off here. I don't really want to get caught too much up in sideways price action. NQ selling off? Yeah, NQ, where's NQ, sorry. NQ, let's have a look. Was NQ the play? Yeah, nice sell-off on NQ. Very nice sell-off on NQ. See how this 5-minute close, guys. If it starts to close bearish, I may cut this. What I want to see is kind of drive already. Let's see if we can manage the risk quick. Because remember, you can always get, if you do cut it early and it starts to re-break the high call, you can get right back in. ES filled the gap, really? Wow, okay, nice. That's pretty huge. ES filled the gap. Yeah, well, look at that. Right down is that weekly open. Nice. I still think NQ could get there as well. Awesome using volume graphs. It's not something I use bad, so I don't really know too much, to be honest. But if it works, it works. If you find it helps, fantastic. Let's see here, guys. Minus $100 here. Only minus $124. And gold's right back down. 70 ticks. That's why you got to manage risk in these ranges here, guys. Manage the risk. Let me see this 5 close. The 5-minute close bearish. I would probably just close here. If it really gets back above, fantastic. Nice. Got some spy puts. So if it continues going down into the open. Nice, man. Nice. Yeah, I need to have a good look at the markets today. See if there's any better, more longer-term stock buying opportunities. I kind of cashed out on a lot of my stocks, and I haven't really had too much to buy here just yet. So I'll have a look through the whole markets today. See if there's some good personal swing positions, because that Friday sell-off was amazing. Let's see here, gold. We're going to close bearish. You're going to wick back above. 5-minute close, a little bit bearish there. I'm going to hold this, guys. I'm going to wait for this 15 close. I'm going to keep my stop there at $212. I want to see if we can flip and drive. I don't want to see it coming back down to this support. I want to see it hold from where we are right now on the 15. Let me see here. Yeah, this is the area I want to see held on this 15. So I don't want to see price come all the way down here. So you guys wondering why'd you stop right at the support? Because I don't want to see price come down here. I think if gold comes down here, oh wait, sorry, wrong tool. If gold comes back down to this support again, then you'll probably just squeeze it much lower anyway. Therefore, I don't need to have stops here. You can have stops here. Because if this was a true fake out play, you tag loads, you close bullish. If that was a true fake out play, you should quick bottom wick and drive. Like here, you get that fake out play, 15 closes bullish, you get that quick drive. Close bearish, reclose back bullish, you get that nice drive. See here again, bearish, bullish, you get that nice drive. Crude punch through the previous daily low. Nice, we can look at crude as well, absolutely. Let's just see how this gold trade goes. Like I say, if there's 15 close bearish, I will manage here. Then we can start looking at some other markets, whether we take the small loss or we hold it. This 15 close will be key here. 15 close will be key. Bought a bunch of stuff on Friday at market close. Yeah, nice, Chris. Yeah, there's probably some good bargains out there, to be honest, man. Like I say, I cashed out on a lot of my stocks. I was doing some Amazon longs. I have a couple of small positions, but most of my stock account right now is just cash, which I'm actually just starting to take some withdrawals out of. I'm just taking a pretty decent amount of money out of my stocks. I mean, I do still have a small AMD runner, but I cashed out like 90% of my AMD trade. I was long AMD from 126. What else have I got? I've got still in some AMD. Got a little bit of Adobe, and then Amazon. That's pretty much it. Can't believe I missed that. Yeah, I mean, man, I wish I bought more. It's always the way, though. I wish I bought more of that AMD trade. But to be honest, I thought it was going to give more opportunity to actually do so. That was my AMD trade there. It's a small position. I've still got long. If you guys saw on X, I did post the. I think I made about 15,000 AMD. Where's the AMD trade here? Look, that was that crazy run. My target was 200 anyway. As soon as you saw this huge rip on that market open day the next day, cashed out straight away, and I think it dropped like 10% back down. So yeah, AMD was a very nice runner. Where did you have your hard stop, man? Hard stop is below liquidity graph. If you have a hard stop, it should be down here. There'd be no reason to have a hard stop here. The trade is invalid if it closes back below there. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, less than exactly, man. Exactly. So 15 is trying to get back above here. Again, that's why these candle closures are key. But yeah, a mental close here on gold would be any 15 closure back below this level would invalidate this 15 fake out. But in terms of where would you have a hard stop, I mean, you should have it down here to keep you safe if you really want to. I'm happy to have it around this support because I don't want to see it come that low. But if you guys are taking these trades on your own, yeah, hard stop should always be below the last liquidity grab. There'd be no reason to have a stop here. That's, you know, you're putting your stop loss at kind of all this level. Whereas I have it much deeper at this next support level, which I wouldn't want to see tagged. Yeah, if we start re-breaking the highs here, I may get long a little bit more here on gold. We got this 15 close coming in. 15 close coming in here on Goldie. NQ Morningstar on the 15. Where are we? I was about to say gold. This Morningstar on gold looks beautiful though. NQ, let's have a look. Yes, it does look nice. You just came down, you just hit some lows. If this closes bullish, definitely. You could also see an hourly Morningstar play as well. You have a potential hourly Morningstar shape playing up, a potential 30-minute Morningstar shaping up, and a little bit of a 15 one shaping up. So, a little bit of a doji 50-minute close there on gold. Not the best of closes, not the worst of closes. If we wick down a little bit more, maybe retest this high, I might add here. Let's see. So now you could have a hard stop here. That was Bruno starting beef. What's going on? Bruno starting beef in the chat. You tell him, Bruno. You tell him. Nice little squeeze here on gold, guys. I could probably have stops in this 15 low now here. Again, guys, I do want to let this trade breathe. To be honest, I do want to kind of let this run into see how much we can push it here. I would have liked to add it a little bit more on a quick bottom wick there, but it's okay. Yeah, it's a good point, Sean. Yeah, 15 rebroke the previous though. You looked to exit, but that 30 minutes gone from now flipping nice and bullish. You got that nice 30-minute bottom wick. You have that nice hourly bottom wick here as well. So really, I'm trying to tag it to at least here, around that 41 level. If not, 47. It looks like a pretty nice play. So we're now risking $150. Risking 150 to see if we can squeeze this up for about 510. So it's a pretty decent risk to reward. Yeah, I know, Bruno, I know. It's very, very tough, man. I know. Yeah, definitely. Yep, definitely, Tim. Yeah, definitely good to good test to feel emotions when mismanaging a trade to then see it go in direction. Absolutely, man. These are the times where you gotta. This is what makes or breaks traders, man. This makes or breaks traders during these times. And it's okay to feel FOMO. It's okay to feel frustration. It's okay to feel trading emotions. But what you don't want to do is react off them trading emotions. So if you feel some sort of emotion right now in trading from these markets, which is absolutely okay, recognize it and be okay with taking a step back, man. Remember, you know, you could, in an hour's time, 2 hours time, you could get the perfect trade. But if you force it now and you chase it and you don't wait for it, you'll kick yourself. But just past it. Nice, Michael. Nice. Combine's resetting tomorrow, but just past it. Amazing. How long have I been streaming on Topstep? I have been streaming on Topstep. That's a great question. How long have we been streaming on Topstep? Maybe 3 or 4 months, maybe. How long have we been streaming? Bruno, you know, probably know Bruno. How long have we been streaming together, man? How long have we been streaming here on Topstep? At least, I mean, it took me a while to scroll up in the chat. I'd say, I think August time, maybe. I'm not too sure, to be honest, man. A good couple of months. Maybe since, no, more than August. August, October. No, August. Maybe even July. Let's see here, gold. Remember, guys, gold is been very bearish. It just had a decent reaction higher here. You just hit a nice $200+ here. And you are also coming in some nice resistance here. If we break it, fantastic. But it could be a good place to manage the risk. Been watching you since day one of Topstep. Been loving that. Nice. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. But anyway, I've been streaming on my channel for the past 3 years. Trading live for the past, 3 years or so. I think May? Really? May? Really? It was before summer? Really? April the 7th. That's crazy. April, May, June, July, August, October. Wow, that's crazy. Almost 7 months. That's crazy. I should know that. I should know that because I did actually make a little video of being able to have the opportunity to stream here on Topstep. So May the 7th, look at that, amazing. But yeah, in terms of how long I've been streaming even on my channel, I've been streaming for like, about trading live for about 3 years, which is pretty crazy. Live trade for 3 years, taking trades, taking losses, taking wins, taking break evens, taking real market emotions. Yeah, 3 years. Look at this nice gold run here, guys. Nice goldy run here. What do we have from our entry? From our entry, you have about 150 ticks. Look at that. Very, very nice. Very nice. 150 ticks. Beautiful. 46. 46. Yep, I like that, man. I like that. To be honest, here is a pretty strong area right now. I kind of want to see if we can hold out to this 30 close, to be honest. Yeah, Tim, $56 loss. Man, amazing. $56 loss on a combine, or whatever it is, man. Sorry, maybe funded, for a trading lesson that could save you hundreds. Funded. Tim, minus $56 on a funded account, man, is absolutely amazing. That is a $56 loss that could teach you something that, like I say, is going to save you hundreds, if not thousands, which is absolutely amazing. Do you have a dollar amount target per day? No, I never set dollar amount targets, man. I never set dollar amount targets. I used to set dollar amount targets, but unfortunately the markets don't care about our dollar amount targets. You put a certain dollar amount target on yourself, then you trade from the expectation of the markets owe you something, or the markets care about how much you want to make on the day. But no, realistically, no, I never set. I'll set, like, stop loss limits for the day. On my Topstep account here, I won't lose more than, let's say, 750 on the day as a worst case scenario. But I'll never set myself a dollar amount, because I used to set myself dollar amounts, and if I didn't get a setup for the day, I would say to myself, well, I have to hit my, $200 for the day. All of a sudden, I'll start, forcing a trade, taking a setup that wasn't really there, and then that's when you kind of go on that spiral. So have your, your max loss limits, but personally, I wouldn't set trade limits. Sorry, profit target limits. If you guys are in this, I've closed out a little bit of a partial here on the personal. But yeah, you can, and I said to you guys, absolutely utilize these filters here on Topstep. Set your personal daily loss limits, set your trade limits. But yeah, I wouldn't set personal daily profit targets because you also don't want to cap your potential upside as well, right? You might get a huge run on gold and you want to take advantage of that. But if you set your max target at maybe $200, then you could potentially leave a lot on the table. I'm closing there. Once you start focusing on executing on the next good setup, and no matter what the size and dollar amount is, still you'll need trade rod. Yeah, 100%, man, 100%. Let's bring this up a little bit here. Break down the current trade. Yes, 100%, man. We'll break down this current trade. Absolutely. As soon as we get out this position, we can break it down. Explain why you take this trade. Yep, definitely. As soon as we get the kind of play here, as soon as we get out this trade, I may close soon, guys. Kind of stalling around these highs here. Look at that 30 minute. Look at that 30 minute. Beautiful. What are we up here? Let's change this to. Let's have a look here. What are we up here on gold? 132 ticks. Explain oil. All right, you're going to time out for that. Instant timeout. I'm going to trail aggressively here, guys. I'm going to lock in 100 ticks. 100 ticks, locking $200. Kind of stalling around this resistance. We could easily see price, pull back down to these levels before potentially going higher. Well, let's take advantage of this momentum and then worry about that later on. That's the thing with trading gold as opposed to something like NQ. NQ could probably have a run like this and just keep running. But for gold, you'll have a run, you'll probably top out, and then you could pull back quite a lot. And then before then, you get back higher. So sometimes, you want to enter here, exit here. And if you really want to get another trade, then maybe you can take another here later on. Let me see if we can trail this up. Actually, no, I'm gonna close there, guys. I'm gonna close that there. That'll do nicely. I'll close that there. Where are we? 277. I'm gonna close that right there. That'll do. That'll do nicely. What do we get that out? We got out exit 38.3. Look at that, 38.3. 38.3. Entry price was 142.3. So a nice green day added to the next payout, which you guys can see here. It's had some beautiful consistency. Look at this nice consistency. We got losses. We keep them small. Get them winners. Take the trade. If you guys want to hold this more, maybe you have some runners. I would be playing up into 151-ish. But for this intraday trade, I'm happy with this. I'm very, very happy with this. I got about 3.8 thousand here on the personal. Nice 277 here on the Topstep account, which is beautiful. Beautiful. But yeah, let's break down the trade, guys, because like I say, it's not about just copying the trade and pressing buy and sell. When I press buy and sell, it's about understanding the reasons behind the trade. So let's recap this trade. And where are we? Let me just take the screenshot for Twitter like this. Remember, you guys, if you did get that position or you want to maybe understand a little bit behind the position, be sure to hashtag London Open on X at TopstepTV at the Aaron Trades, and I'll be able to see your guys' positions as well. I'll repost that after. Thanks for the play. Yep, absolutely. Glad you got it. Bang of a trade. Yeah, great trade. In terms of tick amount, it's a huge tick amount. 144 ticks is crazy, but these volumes these ranges are so big, so that's why I decided to trade much smaller size here. At 1 million hindsight, it's a $1,400 trade right there. 150 ticks, yeah, look at that, 150 ticks. Squeezing here on Goldie. 1 day away from my first Topstep payout. Amazing, man, amazing. If you're 1 day away from getting your first payout, man, don't force it, don't rush it. Take your time with it. Maybe even trade smaller size. Lock in that first payout and then go again. Being 1 day away is absolutely fantastic, man. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I never really hold. I very rarely, if ever, hold runners on gold, especially in London, because New York could just come down and you could squeeze out your runners before then having that move, and it just goes complete nuts. So yeah, for most of my London trades, I like to have my entry and have my exit and pretty much be done with the trade, to be honest. After taking profits. Yeah, I mean, again, it's not your job to call, it's not your job to sell here and exit here. You might sell here and exit here. You get this little piece of the move. If gold hits some all-time highs here, like this, will I be mad? I mean, yeah, I would maybe like to get a little bit more. But I would be more mad if I just watched this trade come down and hit me at break even before then doing that. So it's like pros and cons of holding this to new all-time highs as opposed to the mental pros and cons of letting this come back down to break even. I would be more annoyed if I watched this trade stop me at break even before going higher than I would be if I just watched this hit all-time highs. So I guess you could say a little bit of risk reward on the mental side of things as well. Now, let's talk about the reasons behind this trade here, guys. Because it was a very nice call here on gold. It did require some patience around here. But like we said, this wasn't a 5-minute trade. I was just watching the 5-minute full price action. But the reason behind this trade here, we obviously know gold is very, very, very bullish. Peaking some new all-time highs. 4-hour chart, you had this big sell-off here on gold. On our higher time frame chart here, you had a huge sell-off. You hit some massive resistance. You wicked all the way down back below. But what did you do? You also started tagging some previous 4-hour lows, and you started holding some hourly support. And what made this trade so key is the fact that this 7 a.m. candle here wicked all the way back above. So this candle went from looking so bearish. At one point this was a huge bearish candle. And then guess what? The buyers stepped back in and pushed this all the way back above the previous candle low. So that's, these wick rejections here on lower time frame is support. That's support. So you wicked all the way back down. You tried to break the support on the lower time frame. You hit some lovely lows here, tagged the lows, stopped out any early buys here again, and wicked all the way back above. So as soon as you see this candle wicking all the way back above here, we're waiting to trade the London Open. And all I'm really wanting to see is, okay, cool, I dropped down to the 30-minute. What can we see here on the 30-minute? You came down, you had a nice liquidity grab here. And again, very minor but very important. What did you do here at 7:30? You came all the way back down again and re-grabbed them lows for an extra liquidity grab. So you had 2 liquidity grabs wicked all the way back above. So that's my confirmation that, okay, cool, we've had our liquidity grab. We know gold's overall very bullish. There's our trade. So as soon as I see this wicking all the way back above, cool. As I was basically saying, at the London Open, I want this candle to come down for that bottom wick, and I want to see if this can start to re-break back higher. So that's exactly what we did. We came down for that bottom wick. We dropped down to the 15-minute. What do we see? Nice 15-minute fake out here. You close below, you tag the lows, you re-close back above. So there's our fake out confirmation. There's our retest. And there's our trade. Super simple, but all based off the higher time frame. Higher time frame candle closures, lower time frame execution. You could have even just taken it off this 30, but what I liked here was you had a nice 30-minute wick rejection, which also led to a 15-minute liquidity grab and a fake out confirmation. And then we were buying off this hourly bottom wick, playing out for a nice retracement here of 150 ticks. So very, very nice. Very, very nice. So when you, again, and if you guys remember, how did we start the stream? I started the whole entire stream with understanding where could we potentially go before doing something else. So if you guys remember when I very first started the stream, I said, there's the potential for gold to pull all the way back down into these highs. But, into these highs. But also said, if I think gold's going to pull all the way back down into here, well, what could we potentially look for first? Well, we've just had this huge sell-off. So we could potentially long first before then going short. So therefore, I want to expose myself to longs before then maybe going short later on and react off this support first. Again, 150 tick trade there, all understanding price action and higher time frame levels. So, $270 only trading 2 micros is a pretty decent trade. Nice trade, thank you, man. To take long after the dump, yeah, I agree. It does take bulls to take long after the dump. But what you also have to remember is I didn't just start buying down here for no reason. A lot of people see this huge sell-off and start buying gold for no reason just because they want price to go up. People see gold having a huge sell-off, gold down like 800 plus ticks, and they start buying here, and then they get squeezed out. The reason I bought gold is because of this candle here. This 7 a.m. candle failed to close below the 6 a.m. low and wicked all the way back above. So that's my liquidity grab. There's my support. That's my confirmation. Now there's my trade. So it's not as if, you know, you're just trying to call the bottom or call lows. This candle's my confirmation. This candle's my entry candle. And this could easily just pull back and continue selling off. And you could potentially get even short later on. Who knows? But the key is, yeah, you don't just want to call tops and bottoms. You want to let the candles confirm the move, which for me here was that 7 a.m. candle close, and then I buy at the London Open. All good, Hamza. All good. We got our 1-to-1 off this as well, man. We can recap that trade. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, so that maybe could work, man. Could work. Again, it's not something I've ever used, man, so I can't really say too much. I do know people who do use the tick charts instead. Again, it's not something I really use or need. I find reading candlesticks here works more than enough, so yeah, I haven't really ever found a need to be honest, man. But if it helps, fantastic. You know, you guys might use some stuff from me, some stuff from other people. Kind of build your own plan. Like if some of you guys asked, do you like the volume chart? I personally don't use it, but if it works for you, fantastic. That's what it's all about. Aspire to be able to read candles like that. You can, I mean, like if you look at this, like really, the price action reading here, it was pretty simple, you know. It was pretty simple. The most important thing here on gold, to give me this idea for longs, was the fact that we didn't close below the 6 a.m. low. Oh no, what am I missing? I have them mute so I can't actually see. Thanks, Dad. Very welcome. And there could still be potential for more longs here on gold, guys. Remember, you know, this hourly could kind of close like this. You'll have 2 hourly equal highs. This 9 a.m. candle here at gold could easily wick back down to our entry before then still pushing up. And you could still have more longs here. That was a terrible candle drawn, but you kind of get the picture. So it's starting to pull back. I still think you squeeze this higher, to be honest, guys. I still think there's potential for gold to squeeze higher. I like this 4150 level, which on our higher time frame chart is our round psychological level as well. You know, if you start to reject from this area, what could we potentially do? You could potentially get more people trying to short here, probably risking off something like this. So there is still room to squeeze gold higher here, especially with the way that 30-minute closed. Look at that 30-minute. You grab liquidity, you wait all the way back above, you continued pushing up, and you want to see if this 30 can squeeze back up into that. You got that VWAP, you got these previous highs, you got that 4150 there as well. So there is still room to squeeze gold higher. There is still room. Pound, yeah, we can look at the pound, look at the euro, definitely. Remember, there is big pound news today. There is big pound news today at 6 p.m. London time. So you took quite some time. Wow, look at that. Holy. All right. Yeah, that's insane. Look at that. Huge sell-off. Again, what time did this start? 7 a.m. Look at that. That is absolutely insane. For a currency, that is a huge sell-off. Huge sell-off. Look at this. What did you do here? Look at this as well. Same thing as gold. Same thing as pound. You break above the resistance. What does that do? Brings in lots of early buys. You then reclose right back below. There's your fake out confirmation. And there's your huge sell-off. Would have been very hard to short that, but that is a absolutely insane sell-off. Is the euro selling off as well? Yeah, euro selling off as well. Not as much, of course. There must have been some earlier on pound news. Well, you do have, like I say, you do have the pound news coming up today as well. Oh, there you go. Some UK unemployment claims. But you do have you do have more pound news today as well. Yeah, there you go. There's loads of pound news coming out here. Unemployment changes on the pound. Unemployment rates. It's not really too surprised to see the pound getting weaker. Yeah, pound having a lot of trouble. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, hourly highs definitely make sense on gold. The only thing is though, you know, if you're going to buy up into these hourly highs here, where would we be looking to long from? You'd probably be looking to long maybe back down here. See if you can get back down there for some potential longs. Potential longs up into the highs. Remember, you know, it may take until that 9 AM candle here. It's a pretty decent push here in London. You may get that bottom wick at 9 AM and then you may get some more longs. NQ just dumped, really. Let's have a look. The NQ shorts were looking very nice. The NQ shorts are looking really nice. I like NQ to come all the way back down to this weekly low here. But again, to short NQ at London was a little bit tough because you've already had this huge sell-off. But yeah, shorts makes sense. The only thing to watch is you do already have ES tagging this weekly open and finding some support. So if ES has grabbed the lows, NQ doesn't always need to. Doesn't mean it can't, but it doesn't always need to. To me, I look at this on NQ, and this looks like you might pull back a little bit here. Again, though, you don't want to try and predict a pullback. Same as gold. You don't try and predict the pullback. You let the market show you we're finding support here, and then you take your trade. So let the market show you they're finding support here, and then take your trade. But yeah, nice London trade here so far. Because here I didn't get to trade yesterday. It's not a bad start to the week. Not a bad start to the week. Do you also trade New York session? Yes, I do, man. Sometimes I'll trade pre-New York. Yeah, you can catch me on fast markets as well. I was on fast markets a few times last week. But yeah, it depends on like here today, you know, it's a pretty good trade here today. Eligible for another payout here now on Topstep. So to be honest, this would just be my, you know, this would probably be my day, to be honest. Let's see, you guys have got some more, any more hashtag London Open here on the Topstep X. Let's see. Sorry, on Topstep X on X. Nice. Here we go. Look at this. Hashtag Topstep. Nice, lovely, 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 beautiful. Fantastic, fantastic. Only one. I will repost mine after as well. A few different, Matt. I have a. So yeah, Tradeovate if I want to day trade it, which I'm going to try to build more, and I use Blueberry Markets if I'm swing trading as well. Gold still squeezing higher, guys. Any early sellers here could get squeezed out here. Good question, man. And have you ever been to Finland? I have never been to Finland, but I will be in Finland in January, actually. Going to Finland in January, man. Yeah, I've never been, though. Actually, that's a lie. I have been, but when I was too young to remember. Too young to remember, yeah. Secret, man. I can't tell you that. They're trying to follow me. It's a secret. Let's see here. Goldie trying to squeeze back high here, guys. Again, if you look at how much movement we have already done here on gold, it's no surprise that we can start to create some range for a while, create some space. You know, if we measure this on gold, you know, pre-London gold's down 864 ticks. London Open, from the highs to the lows, we're back up 360 ticks. So, yeah, there's like there's already over 1,000 ticks worth of movement here on gold in the London session, which is insane because New York could get pretty aggressive for gold today, guys. New York could get very, very, very aggressive. So if you guys have, you know, made money this morning, you know, don't be afraid to lock it out and come back tomorrow. It's a pretty good trade here. Whether you took this at small size or not, it doesn't matter. It's still a great trade. Let's have a look at the stats so far here for the month. What are we looking like? About 3,000 here for the month so far. Gonna take a payout here as well. 2,700 last week. A quick 277 there, very nice as well. So we'll be taking a payout here very, very soon, if not today. Yeah, it's not a bad looking calendar, is it? It's not bad. Oh, Christmas in Finland. Yeah, nice. That'd be beautiful, man. Yeah, Christmas for reindeers would be amazing. When are you over to Europe, man? When are you over? Are you already over? No. Not yet. Christmas, yeah, maybe next year. Yeah, nice. Made it sure, yeah, amazing. Next Christmas, yeah, amazing, man. 14 months. Love it. Copy trade 3 accounts today was going good. So it wasn't. Lesson learned. Yep, lesson learned, man. Exactly, man. Lesson learned. If it went a little bit over, you can always lose a little bit to get it back down. If that's what you mean, man. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Yeah, I mean, 30 minutes still looks good for longs. It does. But remember, you know, if you look at this clean chart here, it does look good for longs. But remember, where do you want to be a buyer on gold? Well, where did we just buy from? We just bought from very nice support. So if we want to be a buyer here on gold, you know, maybe you'd be doing it back here if you really wanted to. Certainly wouldn't be buying here. I wouldn't be buying this. I wouldn't be trying to take this 30-minute flip here on gold. Because if you average a buy from this area here on gold, you know, look to the left, you're trying to buy resistance. Doesn't really make too much sense. So yeah, I do like this 30 to continue driving higher, but I wouldn't be buying from here personally. Wow, look at this, Bruno with the amazing stats here. How can I share this, Bruno? If you have Twitter, man, I don't know if I can share this on stream. You got Bruno here crushing it. Total P&L since just trading gold, $4,200, 39% win rate. Average win, average lost, 5.49. Average win, $201. Average loss, $36. That is absolutely amazing. Profit factor, 3.54. That is beautiful consistency, Bruno. You gotta get that payout on that, man. It's absolutely beautiful. Amazing work. Dominic, yes, 100%. 100%, man, I do. Do you prefer smaller, consistent payouts? Not tempted to scale much higher? Yes, definitely. I prefer the smaller base hits and copy trading as opposed to trying to, you know, get that 5-10k payout on one account. Yeah, I get the 5-10k payouts, but it's not from one account. It's from copy trading and scaling. Because, you know, if you try and trade too much size on one of your accounts, which I've tried to do too many times, you end up trying to chase payouts. You know, if you want to get a 5k payout, well, you'd be better off taking, you know, 2.5k across 2 accounts or a little bit less across 3 accounts as opposed to trying to get 5k on one account. So if I take a, you know, 1 to 2k payout across a couple of accounts, then yeah, I prefer to do that. Same as, you know, if I want to trade more size here. I mean, usually with copy trading, I should have put the copy trade on this morning. But usually I'm copy trading, yeah, at least 3 accounts. Do you trade London open range breakout? I don't, man, I don't. It's something I really use for gold or know if it really works that well for gold. I think it works much better for NQ in New York. I don't know if it works that well for gold. Just because, I mean, again, it'd be interesting to see the stats behind it. But ranges on gold, typically, you know, you'll liquidate both highs and lows before having the real move. So I don't know what the stats are, but I would be interested to see. But I feel like they would be pretty poor to give you an actual confirmed breakout of a direction. Because that's what gold loves to do. You know, it'll break the lows and it'll re-break back above and go to the highs. And sometimes it can do it both ways. You know, it can break the lows. Well, that's not what I want to do. You know, sometimes gold can break the lows, then re-break the highs, then re-break back to lows, and then have the real move. So I feel like the stats would be pretty hard to measure. But again, yeah, I'd be interested to hear. But it's not something I use personally, but I'd be definitely interested to hear. How do you manage time zones so much if you're always trading in London? I'm never not never not somewhere where I can't trade London, to be honest, man. Maybe why I haven't had a trip over to the US too much, because London would be at crazy time. But, you know, most of the places I'm traveling is, you know, Australia, New Zealand, Europe, Asia. And they all have great trading times for the London session. That's probably why I haven't been to the US too much. Do I stay this calm during drawdowns? Yeah, definitely. Sometimes, you know, I might get in a trade, it might go sideways and I might get a little bit frustrated, you know, a lot rarer than when it used to happen, that's for sure. And I manage it a lot differently. You know, don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect. I still have times in the markets where the markets challenge you and test you. You know, you guys are, it doesn't matter what level you get to, you're still going to have them times. But you just want to try and manage it and recognize it as quick as you can. And take a step back. Like if I felt emotional right now, maybe you guys didn't get the trade, then you go here, and you go, cool, I'm gonna lock myself out for an hour and I'm gonna come back in an hour's time. If you really feel the need to. But sometimes, you know, if I didn't get this trade up, I'll look at this hourly time frame and go, okay, cool, let me come back at 10 a.m., 11 a.m. Because you always have to remember that trade's right around the corner. Whether it comes in London, whether it comes in pre-New York, whether it comes in New York Open, could almost guarantee you there'll be another good setup here on gold today. If you force it now and try and chase up here, you end up getting squeezed out before that good trade comes, and you don't have enough leeway to be able to actually take that trade. You're too mentally burnt out, and you've already hit your day loss limit because you couldn't bear to not be in a trade 24/7. So like I say, it's okay to feel certain emotions, but recognize them and take that step back right away. Don't have X, only Instagram. Oh, all good, bro. All good, man. All good, all good. Nice. That's amazing. Aaron, you teached me waiting for candle closure before jumping in a trade. That changed everything for me. Thanks. That's absolutely amazing, man. That's what we love to hear. That's what we absolutely love to hear. It's not about copying the trades, trying to follow signal, trying to buy and sell. When I buy and sell, it's about trying to learn the plan and trading it on your own. So that's absolutely amazing to hear, man. Amazing. All right, YouTube guys, first session back here. Finally, we have good internet. It's great to be back on the stream with you guys. I am going to wrap up here, guys. I'm jumping on a one-to-one with one of the members. So great trade here today, guys. I will repost it on X. Be sure to drop me a follow and drop TopstepTV a follow as well, which is at the Aaron Trades. And I'll see you guys same time again here tomorrow. So great trading day here today, guys. I'll see you guys same time again tomorrow. Trade safe. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.